production requirement. So, ito natin ma-identify kung ano yung ibig sabihin ng defect and scrap. Ito po. So, sa manufacturing, we have some of types of material losses. So, we have defects and the scrap. So, pag sinabing defect, ito yung do not meet with the dimensional or quality standards. Saan nyo lang yan, no? Does not meet or do not meet dimensional or quality standards, yun yung defect. Defect, pwede natin itong i-rework. No? Kung hindi na kayang i-rework, dun palang papasok yung scrap. Pag sinabing scrap, discarded material. Ano po? Wala nang value. Ano ba yung mga examples ng defect? Diba? Or saan nanggagaling yung defect? Possible nanggagaling ang defect, number 1, yung mga substandard materials natin, di ba? Or raw materials. Pangalawa, yung poor workmanship. Hindi maayos yung pagkakagawa o yung pagpaprocess ng product na yon. Pangatlo, wrong tool setting. Diba? Mali yung tools or equipment na ginamit sa process. Ang apat, yung careless inspection. So, naging sa inspection kasi pagdating sa quality, 'di ba? Meron tayong tinatawag na SPC or the Statistical Process Control. So, dito papasok 'yon. So, pag nagkaroon ka ng deviation or out of control, possible defect yung mga 'yon, 'di ba? And lastly, yung poor maintenance ng alin? Of machines, 'di ba? So, usually, kapag hindi na preventive maintenance ang machine, hindi na siya nagpe-perform ng maayos. Ito yung mga reasons kung bakit nagkakaroon tayo ng defects. Example naman ng scrap, 'di ba? Example ng scrap, 'di ba? Pag naglagari ka, meron kang mga sodas. Naglagari ka ng kahoy. So, ito yung mga scrap na hindi mo na mare-recover or mare-rework, 'di ba? Yung mga ano pa ba, yung sa metal, 'di ba? Yung mga metal dust ganon. So, yung mga metal scraps, 'di ba? So, hindi na rin siya mare-recover or mare-rework para doon sa product na 'yon, 'di ba? Next. So, calculation of production requirements. So, as you can see, sa production, 'di ba, or sa process, we have inputs. 'Di ba? Pag pinrocess natin, ito yung yield natin, 'di ba? Or the output. Siyempre, hindi naman lahat ng input natin at na process is 100% yield, 'di ba? Most likely nagkakaroon tayo ng mga defects, 'di ba? So ang formula natin for input is equals to output divided by the throughput yield, 'di ba? Yung D represents the defect rate. Okay po. Ulitin ko, input is equals to output divided by the throughput yield. Okay po. Example, Rafael Metals Company manufactures a wood-burning stove. What is the product input for 15,000 stoves if the good quality of each stove is 88%? So, ang hinahanap natin is the product input, diba? So, for 15,000 stoves, Yung output natin is 15,000 stoves. If the good quality of each stove is 88%, so ito yung throughput yield natin, diba? Na 88%. Okay po. So ano yung defect natin dito? So meron tayong defect na 12%, diba? So yung input is equals to output divided by yield. Yung throughput yield natin is equals to what? 17,045.45 or 17,045, diba? Stoves. Ibig sabihin, kapag nag-input tayo ng 17,000 at pinrocess natin siya, magkakaroon tayo ng output na 15,000 with a defect rate of 12%. Okay po. Next, for product with sequential operation, usually ang yield na tinatawag natin dito is the rolled throughput yield, diba? Kasi we have different processes. So the same, kapag meron tayong input for the process 1, magkakaroon tayo ng output sa process 1. Yung output from the process 1, diba? Ito yung magiging input natin for the second process. Siyempre, pag pinrocess na yan, magkakaroon tayo ng output for process 2. Ngayon, yung process 2 na output natin, yun yung gagamitin natin for input ng process 3. Diba? And then, magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng output for the process 3. So, rolled out throughput yield, ibig sabihin, yung output ng last process, ito yung magiging rolled throughput yield natin. Okay po. Siyempre, for each process, nagkakaroon pa rin tayo ng defect. Diba? Okay po. Ano natin gagawin yung formula? Input is equals to output divided by defect rate no first process minus defect rate no second process and throughput yield nung first, second, and third process. Okay po. Example. So, a product has a market estimate of 97,000 components and requires 3 processing steps: turning, milling, and drilling. Having defective estimates of 0.04, 0.01, 0.03. The market estimate is the output required from step 3. Therefore, so sabi dito, meron tayong input na 97,000, diba? So yung first step natin is the turning process, second step is the milling, and the third step is the drilling. So ang hinahanap natin is yung output or the rolled throughput yield, diba? So ano yung magiging output natin for turning with defect rate of 0.4? So yung turning natin, output for turning process is equals to input multiplied by what? 1 minus the defect rate. Diba? So input 97,000 multiplied by ilang percent yan? 0.96 is equals to 93,000, Yes, tama. 93,120. So, ito yung magiging output natin for the turning process. So, yung output natin ng turning process, magiging input natin to for the milling process, di ba? So, 93,120. Ngayon, pag pinrocess natin to with a defect rate of 1, ay 0.01, ano magiging sagot natin? So, we have 92,188.8, diba? So again, yung output natin for the milling process, ito yung magiging input natin for the drilling process. So we have 92,188.8. So pag pinrocess natin to, meron tayong defect rate na 0.03. Tama. So ano magiging output natin? 89,423.14 or equals to 89,423. So therefore, ang market estimate natin is 89,423. Next, calculation with rework. So, sabi nga natin, pag may defect tayo, diba, it can be rework or totally scrap, diba? So, to give you a background, ito yung magiging formula natin, diba? Example, may input tayo, diba, for the process 1. So, iyon yung magiging output natin, diba? Ito yung formula, diba? So, sa pag-process natin, nagkakaroon tayo ng defect for the process 1, diba? Eh, pwede pa siyang i-rework, diba? So, ang mangyayari niyan, yung defects na ito, ipaprocess ulit natin, diba? So, ito yung magiging input to natin for rework, diba? Yung I2 natin is for rework. So, anong formula natin? Defect rate, diba? Defect rate ng process 1, multiply natin yung input. Ilan ba yung natira? So, ito yon. Okay po. Input yung natira. So, yun na yon. Ito yung magiging i-rework natin. Sa rework naman natin, magkakaroon tayo ngayon ng output. Siyempre, sa output na yan, nagkakaroon pa rin tayo ng defect. Sa rework, pag nagkaroon pa ng defect, ibig sabihin, ito na yung mga scrap natin. Okay po. So, para ma-process siya ulit, yung output natin from the original process and yung output natin doon sa rework, pagsasamahin natin, magiging input number 3, diba? Para i-process siya ngayon sa next process. Okay po. So the same, ganun pa rin, ang output natin is the input, diba? Input multiplied by the defect rate. So yung maging output 3 natin. Sa process 3, magkakaroon pa rin tayo ng defect. Diba? So yun po. Next, for example, manufacturing company has a weekly product input of 2,800 units. The average percentage of good quality product is 87%. Of the poor quality products, 60% can be reworked and sold as good quality products. Determine the weekly product output. So again, given the following, we have input of 2,100 units, diba? The average percentage of good quality product is 87%. So we have a yield of 87%. Ano yung defect rate natin? So yung defect rate natin is equals to 13%. Okay po. Therefore, from the defect daw, From the defect daw na products natin na 13%, 60% doon sa 30% na ito ay pwede pang i-rework at para mabenta pa natin or bantag siya as good quality products. So the question is, determine the weekly product output. Okay po. So, para mas maintindihan natin, so may input tayo, 'di ba? Tapos ipaprocess natin, 'di ba? Meron tayo output. So yung input 1 natin, then output 1, 'di ba? So yung may defect din tayo, then kapag pinrocess siya, magkakaroon siya ng defect rate na, sorry, magkakaroon yung defect yung rework natin. So yung input natin, 'di ba, is equals to, ano yung magiging output natin? Yung output 1 muna tayo. Output 1, 'di ba? Input multiply by the yield minus defect 1, 'di ba? Is equals to 2,800 multiplied by 0.87. Anong sagot natin? 2,800 times 0.87. 2,436. Diba? So, ito yung magiging output natin. Parang 2,436. Ano nangyari dun sa difference? Yun yung effect natin, diba? Na 13%. So, yung input natin dito, paano natin ma-identify yung input natin for the rework? Diba? D1 tsaka input no number 1. Tama? Diba? So, yung I2 natin is equals to defect rate ng input natin sa process 1 is equals to, ano yung defect rate? 0.13. Tama? Tama, diba? 0.13 multiply by what? 2,800. Tama, diba? 0.13 times 2,000. So we have a defect of 364. Kapag daw pinrocess natin to, itong input natin, pag ni-rework natin yan, magkakaroon tayo ng rework na, or defect, 60% lang doon sa 364 input natin for rework ang magiging good quality products, 'di ba? Pag ni-rework natin siya. So, ang magiging output natin is equals to what? I2 multiply by the defect rate, 'di ba? I2 multiply by the defect percentage, 'di ba? So, yung I2 natin, which is 364, multiply by 0.6. So, we have 218.4 or 218 units. Yun yung output natin for the rework. So ngayon, this is I3. Okay. So, yung output natin, yung total output natin, or the weekly output natin is equals to output 1 plus output 2 is equals to 2,436 plus 218 is equals to 2,654. Diba? 2,654 units. Nakuha po. Kung may question, comment lang po sa comment section. Type lang po sa comment section. Okay po. Thank you.